face the unthinkable, and hell is upon the earth. In the post-apocalyptic world we now live in, it is not what it used to be. Today there's so much pain, heartache, and suffering. Let me tell you a story. It all began in the future, in the year 2041. There's this one man who is now called the Renegade. He is sitting back thinking about all the signs that led up to this, taking events that has already happened, and reading about past posts that was dropped on a little unknown Facebook page. That page was instrumental in who he had become. He wishes he could have made many decisions that could have altered the timeline, and it could have saved many innocent lives that were lost so long ago. If only the world would have listened, our future might not have turned out like this. So say a prayer that we correct the timeline before it is too late. Welcome. Renegade here, R's R's. Y'all know that I'm going to sign my Facebook post. Now, there's a lot. I want to talk about what's going on in Ukraine. If you can hear me good, let me know if my audio is too low, too loud. I'm just trying to get things set so that when I get to start talking about this, you can hear me just fine. I know Christian's out there. He said he's here, so I'm just seeing if he can hear me okay. If it's, you know. But anyway, let's get to the Ukraine deal and gas prices. I think it was the other day, $5. I think that's what Christian said he paid. Man, y'all don't know what gas is going to go up. Now, you don't really think about just your regular commute, okay? Let's talk about long term. Let's think about the cost of fuel for aircraft, traveling, Greyhound. You're not going to be able to hardly go anywhere this summer. If you got a vacation planned, good luck, because gas prices might be outrageous. I mean, sure, we got all this reserve that we could tap into, but for some unknown reason, they do not want to tap into that. Now, like I said, on my list, I just made a little sheet just to go down so I won't forget some things. Now, we completely stopped doing business at all. We were buying oil and gas from Russia, but now we're not getting any. We've cut them off completely. So that's going to even hurt the stock markets more. That's going to hurt our pocketbooks. I'm telling you, you just think going to work is going to be okay, but you're going to have to start thinking. There's average people out there like me, you, and everybody else that we are going to be hurting, because some of us out there can have to choose between going to work or getting lunch. So you might have to sacrifice lunch because you got to fill up that extra, $3 or $4 in extra gas. Who knows how high it's going to go? Who really knows? But now, this Ukraine thing, I got some questions. Anything. I'm not just a person to jump in and get on a bandwagon with something. I'm not the type of guy that's just going to say, hey, yes, I support Ukraine. Yes, I do this. I'm not. I'm not going to say I'm not supporting neither one. But what I'm saying is we need to take a look and step back and say, hey, what is really going on? I mean, yes, we know Russia's threatened by NATO encroaching on them and everything else. But now we got what was called the Budapest Agreement. I don't know if you've heard of it, if you haven't heard of it. But before I go into the Budapest Agreement, I got some questions that myself. Okay, you see the media out there that's always saying, "Hey, Ukraine, let's just go into war. Russia's going to war." But it makes me question the same media that we're listening to that brought you COVID, that brought you Russia, Russia, Russia with Trump, and it's the same media machine that's pushing it. And when what was that guy's name? Oh gosh, I can see his face, but not a Rothschild. But anyway, when he's saying we need to protect Ukraine, that even makes me even wonder more why, why is the media pushing it? Why is um, him? Why are they pushing it? I mean, sure, granted, there's, I mean, if somebody invaded my country, you damn right, we will fight. I mean, and I can't blame Ukraine. I'm not saying I don't know. I just don't know what's going on. Why the media is doing what they're doing. You know, I've done several videos about fake news and how psychology works with the media and with certain other things. So now I wonder, what do they have to gain? What are they trying to accomplish? Why are they trying to push this digital currency? Are they trying to get us off the? See, I say it's a conspiracy, and everybody laughs at me because one, it's like they've been trying to go to what, electric cars for a long time. They're trying to do away with fossil fuels for a long time. Correct? I know that. I mean, so what? Why? You know how the governments, they cause problems, and when they cause a problem, they offer a solution. Is this orchestrated to get us off the fossil fuels to make us go onto buy electric car or a go completely electric? Is that what they're trying to do? That's questions that I have gotten. I mean, I, now we know Putin he's got what's Parkinson's disease. He's also had a stroke. So we think that's what's messing with his mental facilities. But getting back to the oil and everything else, it just makes me think. And then all these media that's pushing for this, like you had Russia, Russia, Russia for Trump and COVID, COVID, COVID. I mean, things don't add up to me. And what really don't add up is we know how Russia is. We know that they got pretty good state-of-the-art aircraft. We know they got good some good equipment, military equipment. Why? Why are they stopped? Why can't they do what they're supposed to do? Is the general out there trying to keeping them from moving on, or what's going on? Because he should have already taken it within 10 days. You know, I've always said if they didn't take the country within 10 days, now Russia would have to. They're going to be out of some money, so they would want to negotiate. Now they had a meeting, I think it was yesterday or today, that they gave them like four demands. Stop all fighting. We demand stop all fighting and turn over and everything else. So you know that's fine. The second demand was neutrality. Say, hey, look, we're neutral. We're not going to join NATO. We're not going to do this. And then the other one was they want to recognize and for Russia to keep was it Crimea and Donetsk and the other one. But the fourth one was make them independent states. But you know that's not going to work. Mm-mm. We know that. We know that's not going to work. So now, again, what what uh, what is y'all thoughts on that? Before I get into the Budapest Agreement, now we did have a major general. This is the second general that was killed in Crimea or coming out of Crimea right there. Um, Now that's some heavy losses for two generals to be killed. You know, in action. I mean, in normally that just it happens, but not that frequently within a couple of days of each other. I mean, it just seems like somebody's pushing back somewhere. I mean, things don't add up. Now we know Poland today uh, turned over their MiGs to Ukraine via United States. So we still, of course, United States are sending in military aid, weapons, explosives, or whatever. I mean, we know that we're getting dragged in. We're kind of fighting a proxy war, but we're trying to stay out of it. But we're still in it. We should be in it because why? Because well, I mean, we signed that Budapest Agreement. That was done in 1996, I think it was. I'm almost positive. Yes, 1996. That what that meant was. Let me go ahead and switch my background and everything else. Just give me a second. Um, there we go. Now, what that does, what Budapest Agreement was back in 90, when Soviet Union collapsed in the 80s, Russia had some nuclear arms in Ukraine. Well, Ukraine said, they wanted to keep them, but the United States was kind of a little concerned, and Russia was concerned. Everybody was concerned that this new country with nuclear weapons, because they didn't know how they would handle them. They didn't know. So they talked. United States, Britain, and a couple other countries talked Ukraine into saying, "Hey, give your missiles and your nuclear bombs back to Russia, and we'll protect you." And Russia signed an agreement saying, "Hey, we won't invade your territory, or we won't threaten you with war, and everything else." Well, and the United States and Britain and all them said, "Yes, if they threaten with war, we will step in and protect you." Now that was the Budapest Agreement or Accord or whatever you want to call it. But now, if if we don't do something, my question is, what good is our word? I mean, as a country, as a nation, do we just sign all these agreements and not abide by them? Because, well, that's what it sounded like to me. Is it's just we just signed something and that's it. But now, my thing is, if we don't do nothing, then Russia's just going to keep advancing, and well, our word is no good. But yet we're still looking kind of weak on the world stage because we haven't really done anything. We've just kind of kept our mouth shut and everything else. Sure, um, there's times that I didn't like Trump. There's times that definitely don't like Biden. I mean, but we're stuck with what we got. But now, Trump, sometimes I would worry about him, but in this situation, we kind of do need Trump just a little bit, in my opinion. Just a little bit. But now, if put all politics aside, we shouldn't have been in this situation in the first place. I mean, if as soon as we seen a buildup on that border, we should have stepped in by the Budapest Agreement, said, hold up. They're not part of NATO, but we do have a contract. All of these other nations signed this agreement to give the nuclear missiles back. Hold up. But no. We're just sitting over here in the corner, just watching everything like two kids fighting on a dang playground. But again, if we don't abide by the Budapest Agreement, then what good is our word as a nation? What good is it? I mean, really, what good is it? Because if you're going to sign all these contracts, all on different things, are we going to adhere to them? Are we going to adhere to this? Are we going to adhere to that? No, because we don't have to by this right here, by this example. I mean, if you don't believe me, look it up. Budapest Accord, Budapest Agreement, 1996. That I noticed we got some more people joining. So if you're out there, chime in. Let me see what you have, what your questions or anything else out there. I mean, uh, there. I know there's war crimes that's being committed and being investigated. Like I said, they're trying to do ceasefires, but that didn't work. Oh, and Chernobyl. There's 200 people. The workers are still trapped at that plant, and they have to do a 12-hour rotation to get them out every 12 hours, correct? Now it's been what, 10 days, and they're still up there? I mean, can you imagine the radiation that they got? I mean, how bad it's going to be? I mean, they're probably, I mean, 10 days, they're supposed to be going out of there every 12 hours, but they're 10 days. Yes. Now, let's talk about that other nuclear plant. I'm glad that I kind of thought about that. Y'all just don't know how bad it could have been that night. If they would not have let them go in, granted the fire was at a different facility right next door to it, but reactor 3, 1 and 2 was damaged. Reactor 3 was okay. 4, it got hit a little bit. Now I seen a report. I think it was yesterday, if I'm not correct. Yesterday had I think 4 reactor 4 was they had to put it in maintenance mode because it was overheating, and there's some things going on that wouldn't should have been in. Now, if they lose power or if the water can't circulate, then you're gonna have another meltdown. I mean, you got some real iffy situations going on right here, and that's what the largest nuclear facility power plant in Europe or something like that is supposed to be massive. So you got to think about it. What would happen if they do melt down? All of them, all four of them. What will happen? What will happen? I mean, you're talking about fallout. The wind will blow it back towards Russia. You would have people. I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm not going to speculate. All I'm going to say is I know the 200 people are there. They've been there for 10 days. They're supposed to be out there every 12 hours, rotate, but they're not. Um, then you got Russia that took control of it. What is the first day or second day? I think it was, and of course there's fighting going on. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just want you out there that's watching. I know I got some people out there watching, not many, but hey, chime in. Let's talk about what's going on, what you think, what you've heard. Now, while it's on my mind again, let's talk about patriotism. All right. Now, of course, I spend a lot of time in the patriot movement. A lot of you know, a lot of you don't know. I have been out there. I have been cold. I have been hot. I have been, I've been places that, um, well, I just would like. I'm proud of being an American. Okay, but now when I see Americans going over to the country volunteering, these patriots, that same people that's in the rah rah, the internet type guys that's just doing it for the clout, as it's called, or that's bragging rights. Oh, I went over there and I went to Ukraine, and yeah, okay. Now we got problems here in America. We right now we need to be focused on the American stuff, right? But if you're going over there, don't do it for bragging rights. But a lot of these people are. And that kind of pisses me off because, you got real lives, real stuff, real people, real everything, but yet they want to go there for internet clout. They want to stream. They want to do this. Now, speaking of that, you go ahead. Carry your asses on over there. Going over to Ukraine, if you think, just make sure you bring extra wraparound sunglasses that'll fit around those beards because that's the way it's going to look. Now, I seen what was it, Chechnyas, I think it was the Czech Republic, the Chechnyas. Yes, they sent 300 of them to Ukraine. Russia did, to fight. And they're going to call it the jihad, all right? Well, to me, sometimes the Muslims with the glasses and the beards, sometimes it's hard for me to distinguish between that and a radical Muslim to an American patriot because they all look the same in some instances. You know what I'm talking about? The beard and the wraparound glasses and everything. So these Chechnyans were going to Ukraine and to fight, and they call it the jihad. They're gonna have the jihad. Well, they crossed in Ukraine. They went on in there, and they started setting up their camp. They got all their camps, but on the process of crossing the border, they started streaming and posting pictures and rah and bragging and everything, just like the American patriots gonna do. And what happened? Those pictures on social media were geotagged. That means that if you look at it, I can look at it, and we can figure out by the stuff in the background where it was at. Once we do that, we can follow your route. And once they have your route, they do just like what Ukraine did. Once they set their camp up, they bombed the shit out of them. They they dropped so much bomb. It killed over 200 and something of them. They didn't even last a day, 2 days maybe. I mean, they didn't even get to fight. That's just how quick it's happening. So if you're an American and you decide you want to go over there, don't be bragging and don't be doing it for clout. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to do that, you're going to be jeopardizing not just yourself, but your people around you. Because that geotagging, Russia, anybody can do it. I'm telling you, it's not a a hard thing to do. It's just a simple process. Just look at it. Don't 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 be gung ho. Don't try to be a Rambo. I mean, yeah, the Patriots, y'all got a good heart, great great heart, and you do whatever you want to do. You give your the shirt off your back. I mean, these people got good hearts, but some of them only doing it just for the clout or the bragging rights. I mean, I see on TV a lot that these guys, these groups, giving, trying to help this or that, giving free food away or something, and most of them, they got the patriot mentality. The beers, the there's psychology that goes along with all that. I'm not even gonna get into it, but I'm telling you, and they're doing it for the bragging rights, just to say, hey, I've helped these people. It's got what's called a I don't know. It makes you feel guilty that you not helping them, and then you feel like you got to help them. You got to do something. So I mean, again, um, just be careful. Hmm. Sorry, I had to take a drink or something. Oh, I see somebody's jumped in. Oh, Christian jumped in the Discord. But but yeah, I don't. I have my desktop off, but yeah, I'll go ahead and turn it on. But no, really, there's just been so much. McDonald's. I seen today where McDonald's finally decided to cut off ties with Russia. Today they closed up shops. Um, Russia's pretty much being locked in the corner, and the oligarchs or whatever you call them, they're pretty ticked off. They got to be. They, I mean, because there's what so many. There's like 100 billionaires, I think it was, in uh, Russia. I think that's the number, 100. I'm not sure, but now imagine those billionaires. Uh, how much they're worth now from the Russian money. I mean, look at how much. Now, when I seen uh, uh, the ruble or whatever it is their money, the currency. If when I seen it was lower than a Fortnite V-Buck, I don't know if y'all know what Fortnite V-Bucks are. If you got kids, you know what V-Bucks are because I'm sure you had to buy a skin. Uh, so if their real money is lower than fake money on the internet, they've got some problems. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be hurting, folks. We are going to be hurting so bad that our economy. Imagine the price, the cost of whatever you think it's bad now. Imagine how it's going to be later. And I see we lost some people. So let's somebody beside. I mean, Christian. I know you're probably busy, but let's try to get some other people in here. I would like to get more people because if you look at this, if you was to take this goes Gog and Magog. I mean, you got this has got so much Bible prophecy and everything else that goes along with it. I mean, it's deep. It's even deeper than uh, what I'm letting on to. Okay, I mean, you got to study your Bible. You got to study what you got it going on, and then put it together. Because once that's together, a lot of things starts making sense. This Revelations is it kind of scares you sometimes, and knowing what's coming next, sometimes it'll make you really really scared. But you just got to have faith because you got to look at the world stage, and then you got to look at the Bible. I mean, sure, uh, there's a lot of misinformation out there on the internet, and there's a lot of talking heads. I mean, heck, I'm probably even one of them. But I like to put out facts, okay? I like to put out the truth. I'm not, and I will try to triple verify what I'm putting out because I'm not going to just tell somebody something. Even if I do tell them that, I don't want them just to take my word. I want them to go look it up for themselves. I want them to investigate. I want them to learn. Okay? So look at your Bible, look at the current events that's going on now. uh, just just prepare. That's all you can do. I mean, there's no way you can get up there and stop and say, hey, you know, y'all two need to stop fighting. I mean, you you just can't do that. I mean, you're gonna have to take your faith, believe in your Bible, believe in God, believe in if you got enough sense to get out of the rain. I'm pretty sure of that. So I'm telling you right now that you need to prepare. I mean, if you haven't prepared for your family, you need beans, bullets, and bandages. Is what I say. Your beans, you know, they're for nourishment. Okay.
Amen.
Oh, your bullets are for protecting your family. Okay. And the Bible, you know, it's for faith and pulling you up and covering you at the time that you need it the most. Because during war and during bad times, it's gonna be pretty bad. I mean, you're gonna need something, some hope of humanity left. You know, because war will take and change a person. So again, if you're out there, you listening to me, join in. There's the link for the Discord room. Let's talk about what's going on in Ukraine. What do you see happening? I mean, we got so much supply issues going on right now that it's going to be outrageous. Not only were we facing supply issues because, oh, hold on. Oh, sorry, Christian. There you go. You hear me? You hear me? I heard you come in. I don't know if you can hear me through Discord or not. Well, I guess you can. But yeah, I mean, if you're out there, you want to talk, let's try to get this going.
It's quiet.
Oh wow, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
No, for some reason, this really has.
Boy, you're breaking up pretty bad or cutting off too soon or something. Did you hear me?
Yeah, Discord has issues right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know that. I couldn't even post or whatever. But yeah, so what do you think's going on? What's your thoughts on everything? I know you said you put a video out. Um, what is your thoughts?
Well, my thought is that and you're exactly right. We should be telling Russia that they signed it to this Budapest agreement, so they should be listening to it, and they should be not doing this invasion in Ukraine.
Absolutely. I mean, because absolutely, because what's going to happen is, what good is our words in all these other contracts? What? I mean, think about it. Did you hear me?
Yeah, if we don't show we have this contract, there it could be Taiwan next, or it could be even NATO could be attacked.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Taiwan because we've all taken an eye off that area over there, and I'm surprised China hadn't already tried anything yet. I'm really surprised. I know that China has been trying their in the South China Sea. You know that island that they built. They've been really focusing on trying to protect it and trying to establish some land rights or something and pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, they're even trying to push Vietnam's sovereignty right now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, because like I said, our contracts We got contracts and we agreed to these terms. So did Russia. So did everybody else. And like I said, and once we seen the build up, we should have just stepped in and said, "Hold up." I mean, yeah, we're not. They're not part of NATO or anything, but because all these other countries signed this agreement, they should have stepped in and said, "Hold on, let's not let this get out of hand like it already is." If they would have stepped in, I think Russia would have not invaded.
Yeah, now I'm hearing, I guess, Poland's bringing their planes over there to Ukraine.
Yes, yes, I covered that earlier. Um, Poland gave them their MiG, some MiGs. I don't remember the exact number that Poland was giving them. I threw it in the Discord room a couple days ago, but Poland did turn it over today via United States. So you see, we're still involved in it.
Also, they're going to, I guess today, I don't know, I've seen the speech. They're now stop buying oil altogether from Russia right now, which is bad for us in, for gas prices, but it will be a hurt on Russia, though.
No, it's going to be a hurt on the American average person because some people they're only living paycheck to paycheck, and what's going to happen is they're going to have to choose not to have lunch one day versus having to buy gas.
Well, it's going to cause people to have no choice but to get electric cars. I just hope they are getting cheaper.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a conspiracy going on. I think this is fabricated because I said it at the beginning. I think it was that uh, why are we listening to the media? The same media that gave us Russia, Russia, Russia with Trump, and the same media that gave us the COVID. Why is this media now still pushing Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine so much? I mean, things don't add up, and then they've been trying to do away with the fossil fuels for a while. So why not create a problem, offer a solution, buy you an electric car, and boom, that's just the way it's looking like it to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's getting kind of bad out there right now. I don't know what we should do, but I don't know. I got. Hopefully, they make it cheaper.
Yeah, go ahead and get your phone. I know. I just know you get a call coming in. Go ahead and answer that, and you can jump back in if you want. But other than that, I mean, yes, there's uh, some things going on. I mean, like I said, I could probably talk for an hour or whatever. We could all, I mean, easy on what's going on with this nuclear stuff, with these plants, with everything else.
Yeah, it was a dual car call, and the thing won't stop doing it on my phone. It's crazy.
Well, like I said, it happens. I mean, if you needed to call, answer that call, go ahead and answer that call. I mean, because basically this Budapest agreement, this accord, whatever you want to call it, um, we should have honored our word, but we didn't. It's too late now. Look, Russia's now already are targeting what civilians now.
Yeah, they are, and those thermobarics, they're using them big time in that country.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, they are. They're.
I have to answer this call, so let me go.
All right, go ahead. But yeah, he mentioned the thermobaric weapons. I mean, yes. I mean, y'all, you seen the explosion? That was when it hit a oil refinery. I mean, this is the next thing besides you hit a nuke. Okay. Now, speaking of that, I'm kind of worried about if Russia is going to. Putin's crazy enough. He done threatened to use it. He's done considered in his mind, if he's backed in the corner, he will do it. Okay, but let's hope that things can happen, change the timeline, whatever we want to do. Because in the end, I mean, he's the one. Or what I understand, let me back up. Which country was it? Now I want to make sure I get this right. Bosnia, maybe. Uh, Georgia. It was one of those countries. He, who was it? Bosnia, Herzegovina. I think that's the war that happened. Um, those countries are thinking about um, trying a pushback on Putin. Okay, they because you remember Russia came and invaded them and took it over. And maybe I don't think it's Chechnya, but it's one of those countries up there. Anyway, the United States has been sending equipment and materials over to that country, and there looks like to me that I'm not, don't hold me to it, but there's some type of coup looks like it's happening or going to happen either in oligarchs or something, along with the this other country up there that's pushing. I'm almost like I said, I almost want to say it's Bosnia, wherever that up in that area, the Baltic states. I mean, so um, we just got to watch for that. We got to watch for that. But
Yes,
yeah,
Baltic states, I think there is going to be a problem now, especially that Poland gave them some planes. Kind of worried about it.
well, here's the deal. I mean, even though we gave them the planes, um, we've been giving them weapons anyway. So I mean, yes, I mean, yeah, we're gonna be drug into it. Either way it goes, I mean, that's the end of it.
Yeah, Russia threatened that they were going to go and make it World War III if they received those Polish planes. That's what their threat was.
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. I mean, because right now, through the CIA has done said that Ukraine has air superiority right now. I mean, because of the drones that was given to them from Turkey and the other stuff, some other weapons that's been given to them from other countries. Right now, they may not have the aircraft, but now they're getting them. They got them today, so that means, yeah, they're fixing to take the fight back, and it's going to draw us into it if Putin starts losing it even more.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're going to use tactical nukes out there. What I'm hearing, two possibilities.
Yeah, I've heard that they brought in one or two pieces of equipment that are capable of launching them. They're not like the big, ICBMs or nothing like that, but still, a nuke is a nuke, and I wouldn't pass Putin to use that because he's already using thermal barrett weapons. So why not let him use just a little, step it up just a little bit? I mean, um, because it, he's done threatened. Okay, he's threatened to do it, and if somebody that's done had a stroke, that's got Parkinson's, his glory was to want to bring the Soviet Union back to the former state it was. So now, granted, uh, I see him doing what needs to be done in his mind, according to him in his mind. But yeah, I mean, if you're out there and you want to join me, let us talk about some of this stuff. Just the links right there. I even pinned it up there for you. I guess we lost Christian because he must be on the phone or something, which is fine. I mean, again,
I'm here.
oh, okay, okay. I didn't know you just stopped talking there for a second.
No, I was just listening and trying to think what to say. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. No, no, no. Now, I mentioned this earlier, Gog and Magog, okay? Is this what's playing out part of that? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, another biblical thing is Syria joining in the fight. It may cause Damascus being a ruinous heat.
I mean, because if Damascus falls, either way it goes, then yes, it's written.
Yeah, all this stuff is biblical.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, like I said, what I was trying to do is I don't have. I would like to get more people on here. I would like to get more of a community thing going. I mean, me and you, we could talk about it. I mean, y'all be dropping a lot of good links in our Discord room. I mean, so many that's just it's really good. I mean, we could get together with some other people like Pac-Man or Mad Dog or somebody that can join us. I mean, no big deal. Um, I have no reason not to let somebody come on.
Yeah, I guess I've been working a lot lately, but as soon as they'll be free, they'll probably do want to join.
Yeah, I know, and I know you got to provide for your family. That's what I'm saying. Always family first. Don't worry about trying to do something in here or whatever. Take care of your family first. That's just the way my motto has always been. We got Joe out there. I got to get him a shirt to him, and it's just different stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. What do you think about the nuclear stuff, the plants, in your opinion? I want to hear your thoughts on the plants. The biggest one in was it in Europe? How close we came, and we're still not out of the woods yet with it, and they're still hitting other stuff too.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty worried about it. I think it's a good chance that could wind up us into World War III.
Well, if they would have if something would really happen that night and it would have caused another Chernobyl or major even worse than Chernobyl, the world would have jumped in and it would not have been good because then you'd had China back in Russia, Iran back in Russia, you'd had North Korea back in Russia, you'd have um, it would be bad. And luckily that it hadn't came down to that yet. Everybody said for America to keep quiet, lay low profile. I mean that's what the advisors are given to Biden. Okay, it's not Biden, it's not acting. It's his generals and his advisors and the people over there because what they're trying to do is let the European nations handle it, not America first. So all the European nations have been trying to keep America out of it, but we signed that agreement. We have to get in it.
Oh yeah, I agree. I mean, that's what's going to happen. We sign that agreement.
But we are not going to get in it because of that agreement. What's going to happen is one of our Americans going to be over there, and Russia's going to kill an American or group of Americans, patriots or whatever, showing off, like the Chechnyas did, and Ukraine bombed the crap out of 200, 300 of them, and you know that could cause us into it, or they could shoot down one of our aircraft, or something. It could draw us into it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're trying to be careful of that actually happening.
But it's liable to happen because you got, what is it, Lithuania and all of the Baltic countries that are building. I mean, we sent in what, another 1,000 yesterday or today up there, and more states, more countries are sending more troops up to that area. So if Putin's looking, see, and I think Putin's holding back some of his aircraft and his nice tanks and everything else. I think he's trying to use up the surplus first in Ukraine because he's watching to see if NATO's going to make a move or whatever they're doing. But if that country, I think was it Bosnia, maybe? Like I said, I'm not sure, but one of them's trying to do a pushback.
Well, that actually makes sense. I think that they are holding back. It must be because that don't make any sense what's going on right now.
No, it don't make no sense because they have real good. Uh, I mean, they got new equipment. I've seen it. You've seen it. We all know what the Russians have built in the past. I mean, so for them to have this Cold War era stuff, I mean, it's just seeming like I've seen videos where they're giving out expired rations to the Russian troops. I mean, it just don't seem right at all. Unless, now hear me out. Hold on, hear me out. Unless these troops with the Z's and with all these numbers on it were sent in because they were not told that they were going to invade Ukraine. They were just on a training exercise, and all of a sudden they got orders to go into Ukraine. So what if these troops were cannon fodder? Why? I mean, to send in and see if they could take it, and if not, Putin get back into the corner and say, "Hey, okay, I've tried everything I can," and nuke them. I mean, use those troops as cannon fodder and as a pawn to still justify his actions.
Yeah, and if they do, that'll draw everybody in.
Definitely, it will. I mean, I'm just saying it's a plausible scenario here because things don't make sense at all. I mean, and if it don't make no sense to me, I know it's not making no sense to you and to the other people out there. I know it's not making no sense, and things are not adding up. I was taught in school 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now, what I'm seeing is 2 plus 2 equals 8. I I'm seeing a double here somewhere. Something ain't right. And then you got the same media that gave you Russia, Russia, Russia with Trump and the COVID. And I mean, some things are not adding up.
Yes, and another thing that a lot of people don't know, and this is biblical, is the fact that there's actually two new world orders out there fighting for power, and that's the truth of what's going on right now.
Oh, you know what? I could see that. I really could see that because they've been trying to push this New World Order thing. I mean, for a long time, and even Bush even mentioned it in one of his speeches. I don't remember when, but uh, I could see that. I could see the power struggle because that's what it's all about. It's about power, the tipping the scales to their favor.
Yeah, they're trying to vie who's the one that's going to rule the New World Order, whether it's China, Russia, or the United States or European Union.
Absolutely. Now, let's not. let's hope it's over by April, okay? Because I look at the satanic calendar. I try to keep up when there's fire, when there's different sacrifices, and I mean because this does go back to biblical, and they draw power off of sacrificing humans. I mean this has been going on for as long as humans have been alive, and you know this. So now, if it's in April, April 19th, it's the day that I mean, let's hope everything's over because that's a fire sacrificial day, and that's a day that uh, I wouldn't even let my girl go to school or my boys, okay? Because to me, April 19th and 9/11, those 2 days, I let them skip. Um,
Yeah, that you got a point. But a lot of people don't know as well as Satan's confusing the nations, and they're in control. He's the one in control of both of them to cause them both to fight each other, and they don't even know it.
well, yeah, I mean, I could clearly see that because it doesn't matter to him who wins; he still wins. I mean, I mean, granted, I mean, really,
Yeah, so I see that what's going to happen is it probably will last that time, and both sides are going to do a sacrifice at that period of time when you're talking about.
well, don't hold my word for it, please. Look at all the things that's happened on April 19th. You go back through history. I think it's the Titanic. You had Waco. You had massive stuff in history that happened on April 19th, and um, it just yes, to me it might last till April. That's what it's looking like. But then again, it could just be over within the next month or two.
April is next month.
Yeah, I just realized that after I said that. So April 19th it's coming up. It's almost what, a month away exactly. So let's hope they wrap this up before April 19th because you get that satanic calendar coming up, and if it's not, that's a fire sacrificial day. I mean, you got to be careful of that. I mean, we got to be watching what happens or who sacrificed or who does what. I mean, we need to do that.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I'm not just saying, that's what's going to happen. I said we just need to watch it. Okay, I think it's Georgia. I'm almost. I don't know if it's Georgia that's trying to push back. I'm, I'm almost positive it's Bosnia area that they're trying to create that. So let's watch that region up there too. I'll look up the name of, when I get off the show or whatever, so I have it next time. But other than that, let's just watch those regions, see what that country does. I mean, that state, because it's not a country no more. Let's just see how bad they push back towards Russia.
Yeah, they. I'm probably gonna have to let you go and go get a little bit of sleep before I get ready to go to work for grave shift.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and get some sleep, and I appreciate you joining me. I mean, I've been on here almost an hour, so that was a good run, and I thank you for joining me and keeping some dialogue going. But get some sleep, man, and I appreciate it and everything else. And you're such a big help to Discord and to everything. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna see you later. Good night.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out myself. Well, folks, I mean, this is my first time running almost an hour, and as you've seen, a lot of stuff I like a dialogue. I like things happening. I like interaction with people. I like an open forum. I don't like to go in with stuff scripted. I don't like, like a robot. I like stuff to be, natural and honest. I don't want people to hide behind anything to, you know, I guess what do you call, you don't want to say something because you're afraid that you're going to offend somebody. I don't care. If you don't like it, oh well. I mean, yeah, sure. I'm sure we're going to have people on here that's going to offend me, that's going to make me mad, but it's about an open dialogue. I don't care if you may be Buddhist or Christian or whatever, but what better way of getting something started is if we talk about it. I mean, you know, we got such bad race relations in America right now. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about we just don't talk about a lot of stuff that should be talked about. I mean, and when it comes to this show, it's not about me. I can care less. I don't have to do it. And I was about to give up the other day because, for one, I had one, two viewers. That's not really a lot to do to sit up here and get your notes together or whatever. But I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it out there so that y'all could join and get your 2 cents put in. Because if you're not listening, or you could be listening, but if you're not heard, I mean, that's the best thing to do is get your voice out there, get heard. Don't be as shy. I mean, because there's not a lot of people on here right now. And of course, hear me out, please. I mean, if you're a Q follower, I'd rather you just stay away. I mean, I would rather you stay far away. I mean, because um, I've tried helping, I've tried talking. I mean, I'm not going to take nothing away from you. I'm not going to tell you you're following the cult. I'm not going to tell you what you're doing. But in the end, I can't change your mind. And the first rule that I learned as a general, the first rule I learned is you can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. And as a ordained minister, sometimes they have to think about they're trying to save a person because they know they're heading down the wrong road. They're trying to help them get their life together. But there's times that you have to, as either as an ordained minister, a general, or just in life in general, you can't save everybody. You're just going to have to not waste your time on some people and move on. And that's just the way I feel with the QAnon group. I've tried helping them. I've tried, but they won't change their minds. They're so rooted in it. They're so deep inside that fantasy, that game they cannot get out of, and you can't pull their mind back. Um, that's gonna be a problem in the end because um, they're gonna get hurt. They're gonna literally, honestly, legitimately get hurt. I mean, but getting back to what I'm saying is I do this for you. I don't do it for me, and I just want this thing to be better than what it is. I mean, yes, I need ideas. I need stuff. I need dialogue. I'm not um, someone who to get up on there, a personality to talk about something. I'm not. That's just not me. Okay. I would rather engage with people. Heck, I would even let somebody have their own show if they wanted to do it. I mean, that's just me because uh, we need to grow this thing, and we need to get out there. What little bit of information I got, I know y'all got some different sources, some different intels, different places, different groups. I mean, when I dropped out of the Patriot community, I cut ties with so many intel groups and so many different people that, yeah, I'm kind of running blind. But I've done started building back up again, and I'm starting to see things that's going on. I'm starting to make, more friends in different areas. So my networking's coming back together again. But I still would like your help. I still would like for you to join me on the show. I still would like for you to put your input in to how we can make this better. Because the current rate right now is I was almost giving up. I was just about to the point of saying, well, heck, nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to help me. I mean, yeah, I got a couple people that's willing to help me. I mean, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking, Christian. He's out there. He's willing to help, and he's got a good heart. I mean, he's a good man. So I'm just saying we need more people, more of a group effort. Some, like I said, because I just don't want to do a whole show for an hour like I have done today. I really I enjoy engaging. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy, like I said, just hearing other people's thoughts and ideas, because sometimes when you start bouncing ideas off each other, you start getting a better plan on what's going on. I mean, sure. I mean, I see things happening. Granted, I may post our proofs. I mean, I know y'all seen me post our proofs with things. So basically, don't be shy. Don't worry that somebody's going to laugh at you or call you names, because when I started this, I guess a couple years ago, and boy, I had nothing but hate mail after hate mail after hate mail. I was known as the meanest, worthless piece of person out there because I was attacking a group that was fixing to get innocent people killed. I had to stop it. But me stepping up to the plate and challenging them and everything else, I got so much hate mail. It's so much hate messages and so much, it kind of, it really got to me. I mean, yes, I'm a human, so yes, I got feelings like you do too. So, I mean, I almost gave up this time around. I mean, and I don't want to. I don't want to close this up. I don't want to end this. I feel that if we push this, we can make it better. I mean, but basically, don't worry. All you can do is pray. Do your Bible. Just and do your research. Do your own research. Don't get trapped into the same old game. Don't get sucked into, now as out there. You start looking at something, wanting to see how deep that rabbit hole really goes. Be careful, because there's a spider inside there that weaves many webs. And if you get on that web, it might lead you to somewhere else that you wasn't looking in the beginning. And before you know it, you done strangled off on different paths that you're not even close to what you was looking to in the beginning. It will I guess deceive you. It will try to pull you away from your what you're looking for in the beginning. So just stay with it. Learn, research, but be careful of that spider that's in that web, because it will try to lure you away from what you're looking for. But so on that note, I mean, I wished everybody a good night, good day, wherever you're from. But we're just gonna have to make it better. And God bless. Renegade out.
Break through these walls. You better move like my name was Biggie Smalls. I'm like the god of Grease running around, holding it down, ready to smite your sound. I'm raging. I kill him every single time I'm off the leash. This dog bites even the hand that feeds. Beyond the streets, we get it on the beach, and then we take it down to the Isle of Creek. Cause I celebrate and lift my hands and revelate the sacred land. Cause I wanna break free, it's in my human nature. I'm gonna fight it cause I'm naughty by nature. And it's not cause I hate you, and I wanna debate you, but I wanna detain you, take you straight to Albania. Yeah, I'm gonna rage. You better watch it cause I'm breaking up this cage. Get me out, get me out, get me out of here. Get me out, get me out. You can't cage us. You can't cage us. ceases to amaze us that all we left with is peanuts. Half of the time you defy, it's a sci-fi time when you fight for your right. So with all your might, we're breaking out of these chains, cause we're so out of here. No, nothing can hold us down. Stop